As soon as Taylor Swift took the stage of the Evening Echo, a primetime talk show known for its casual and engaging interviews, the atmosphere in the room was charged with anticipation. Fans around the world were expecting another routine session, filled with casual conversation, perhaps lighthearted banter about her latest album or upcoming tour. However, as soon as the cameras turned on and the host began his opening remarks, it was clear that this interview was going to take an unexpected turn. When the host shifted from standard questions about her music career to topics regarding societal norms, particularly masculinity and toughness, the energy in the room changed dramatically. The audience leaned forward in their seats, feeling the tension build in between the charismatic singer and the determined host. It wasn't just a question. It was a direct challenge to Taylor's public persona and beliefs, a test of her ability to maintain her composure under pressure while tackling sensitive cultural issues live on national television. Taylor's initial reaction reflected surprise, but was soon replaced by determination as she realized the gravity of the situation unfolding before her eyes. Millions of people around the world were watching, and what began as a simple promotional speech quickly turned into something much more significant. A platform on which deeply held stereotypes could be either reinforced or redefined through dialogue. As the discussion heated up, the emotions on both sides grew stronger, setting the stage for one of the most debated moments in modern entertainment history. As the interview progressed, the host, known for his ability to delve into controversial topics, leaned forward with a sly smile. "Taylor," he began, a provocative note in his voice, "you often portray strong and tough characters in your songs. Yet society seems to have rigid ideas about what strength is, especially when it comes to men." His gaze stopped on her, demanding an answer. "Do you feel that our ideas of masculinity need to be revised? And how do you manage to discuss such difficult topics without alienating a portion of your audience?" This framing of the question took many by surprise, including Taylor herself. It wasn't just a question. It was a deliberate attempt to corner her by forcing her to address deeply entrenched societal norms on live TV. The audience sat in stunned silence, holding their breath as they waited for her response. It was no longer just about music. It had become a discussion about identity and perception, putting Taylor in a position where her every word could be heard far beyond the studio. Her reaction was immediate but measured. There was a flicker of surprise on her face, followed by a firm determination. She took a moment to gather her thoughts, realizing that her answer would not only reflect her personal views, but would also influence larger conversations about gender roles and societal expectations. The gravity of the question hung in the air, laying the groundwork for what promised to be a pivotal moment in the interview. With millions of people staring at her, Taylor took a deep breath, and her expression changed from surprise to determined. "Manliness isn't about being tough or suppressing emotions," she began, her voice steady and clear, cutting through the tense atmosphere like a sharp blade. "It's about authenticity, embracing vulnerability as much as strength. True strength lies in understanding that showing emotion does not equal weakness." Her words struck a chord, resonating deeply with the audience. Each syllable carried weight, backed by years of experience from her own journey through fame and personal growth. Taylor continued, "We've been indoctrinated to believe that men should always be strong, that expressing feelings makes them less masculine. But isn't it time we rethink these outdated notions? Strength can mean different things to different people, and that's okay." As she spoke, her tone became more firm, but remained sympathetic, recognizing the complexity of such discussions. "I don't seek to alienate anyone," she emphasized, leaning forward slightly in her chair and making direct eye contact with the presenter and, symbolically, with everyone listening. "On the contrary, I aim to open a dialogue, encouraging people to freely explore their identities without fear of judgment." The audience broke into applause, recognizing the boldness of her statements. The artist used her platform not only for self-promotion, but also to challenge societal norms by promoting inclusivity and understanding. Taylor's non-apologetic stance turned what could have been a contentious confrontation into a meaningful exchange, offering hope for future conversations about gender roles and emotional expression. The impact of Taylor's powerful statements rippled through the audience long after the final applause died down. Faces lit up with understanding, nods of agreement and whispers of admiration spread like wildfire among the audience. For many, it was not just watching a celebrity present profound truths, but experiencing a watershed moment in cultural discourse unfolding right before their eyes. At the end of the interview, the audience lingered, unwilling to leave the charged atmosphere, which now seemed imbued with a newfound awareness and solidarity. At the same time, a flurry of activity was going on outside the studio walls on social media. The hashtags #Redefine and #TaylorTalksTruth became global trends, attracting millions of users eager to share their reactions. Tweets ranged from expressions of support, "Taylor hit the spot," to thoughtful reflections questioning traditional gender norms. Maybe it's time we all rethink what masculinity really means. Instagram posts were accompanied by screenshots of key moments from the interview and captions, encouraging followers to watch the full clip. Facebook groups dedicated to gender equality sparked discussions that debated Taylor's arguments and how they applied to real-life situations. YouTube comment sections overflowed with different opinions, creating dynamic discussions between viewers who praised Taylor's courage and those who were skeptical about whether celebrities should engage in such debates. Meanwhile, news outlets rushed to cover the viral event, coming up with headlines that captured the essence of the controversy. Taylor Swift challenges norms of masculinity on live TV, or pop star turns talk show interview into a cultural moment. Podcasts devoted entire episodes to analyzing the implications of Taylor's words, inviting experts and regular listeners to comment on the significance of her stance. In this whirlwind of digital activity, one thing became clear. Taylor Swift wasn't just participating in another routine interview, she was starting a movement. Her candid conversation about redefining masculinity went beyond typical celebrity chatter and touched the hearts and minds of people across continents. Utilizing her huge audience and unprecedented platform, she amplified voices that are often silenced in conventional conversations, proving once again why she remains one of the most influential artists of our time. As hashtags grew in popularity and the controversy continued, it became apparent that this unexpected moment during Evening Echoes would be remembered not just as another viral video, but as a pivotal moment in society's approach to discussions about gender, identity, and emotional expression. Beyond the immediate hype generated by the Taylor Swift interview, deeper reflections have emerged about how contemporary media frames discussions about masculinity and emotional expression. Traditionally, media narratives often confine men to rigid roles of stoicism and fortitude, presenting any deviation from these norms as weakness. However, Taylor's candid speech challenged these archaic perceptions, forcing a critical examination of why such restrictive definitions persist despite the evolution of societal values. The interview served as a catalyst for deeper introspection among viewers around the world. It prompted people to reconsider their preconceived notions of what real strength is and question the validity of existing stereotypes perpetuated by the media. This shift in perspective emphasized the need for an inclusive narrative that embraces the diversity of human experience rather than adhering to outdated paradigms. Additionally, this incident emphasized the importance of responsible use of celebrity platforms. Artists like Taylor are uniquely positioned to have a significant impact on public opinion due to their wide reach and recognizability. By addressing sensitive topics openly and authentically, they contribute positively to changing cultural landscapes. In this way, the interviews did not just entertain, but enlightened and inspired countless viewers to think critically about contemporary issues related to gender and identity. In the end, what initially appeared to be a routine promotional performance turned into a landmark event, marking the crucial step forward in dismantling harmful social constructs. Through bold dialogues led by influencers, society is moving closer to creating an environment where authentic self-expression is celebrated regardless of prescribed gender roles. Moments like these remind us all of the transformative power inherent in honest communication and shared understanding. When the dust settled after the viral effect of Taylor Swift's groundbreaking interview, there was a palpable shift in the cultural landscape. What began as a seemingly routine publicity stunt turned into a defining moment that resonated far beyond the entertainment sphere. Celebrities and influencers took notice, realizing the potential of their platforms to cause meaningful change. Conversations about masculinity and emotional expression gained unprecedented popularity, infiltrating boardrooms, auditoriums, and dinner tables around the world. Artists began to embrace their role as a mirror of society, reflecting the complexities of modern life and advocating for inclusivity and authenticity. Collaboration flourished between musicians, filmmakers, and activists, each contributing their unique perspective to create a tapestry that challenged conventional wisdom. Music videos were no longer solely bravado. They told stories of vulnerability and growth, finding deep resonance with audiences hungry for authentic representation. Meanwhile, the media adapted quickly, realizing the power of amplifying diverse voices. Traditional barriers were crumbling, and journalists sought out untold stories, giving marginalized communities the opportunity to share their experiences. News cycles went beyond scandal and spectacle, focusing on substantive issues affecting everyday life. Documentaries explored the evolution of gender roles, interviewing psychologists, historians, and ordinary citizens to paint a full picture of societal progress, or lack thereof. The corporate sector has also felt the impact of the crisis, revising marketing strategies in line with changing consumer values. Advertising abandoned stereotypical representations, opting for campaigns that celebrated individuality and the destruction of patterns. Companies invested in training programs aimed at creating a workplace culture where employees could safely express their true selves without fear of repercussions. Educational institutions joined the movement by incorporating updates into the curriculum to teach the younger generation about healthy relationships, mental health, and gender identity fluidity. Workshops fostered open dialogue among students, empowering them to challenge prejudice and build support networks based on mutual respect. In all of these changes, one truth was vividly evident. Transformation begins with conversation. Taylor Swift's unexpected act highlighted pathways that were previously hidden from the community and proved that even the smallest actions can lead to monumental change. As communities around the world continue to open a new chapter based on empathy and understanding, we look forward to a future where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued, not despite their differences, but because of them.